all
when you
pre-programmed.
see my beautiful face, Ron.
Oh, is that
I'm gonna miss
how-
Welcome to What's New. We have two guests tonight with a lot of information about our holiday Christmas festival and a new project that the Audubon's starting. So we'll let Annette start first, and if you want to introduce yourself to them.
My name is Annette Rolfe, and I have been working on this festival for a year now with the committee. And we have a wonderful program planned this year. I'm going to show you our brochure real quick. It's called the Holiday Christmas Festival. Tried something new this year.
I think that's neat.
Okay.
That's very neat.
All right. And you'll see people walking around with these and just reading them, you know, like trying to go to all the events. This year, again, like we plan this way in advance. I have to hire the musicians a year in advance, and I might still get one cancellation. But they'll usually are dignified and will do it in advance long enough to where I can find something, you know, to replace the situation. But as a rule, it would be for a reasonable reason too, okay? All right. But this year knew what we have going on. In the afternoon on Saturday at the Welcome Center, I will have a cellist performing a medley of Bach suites. And that's really quite a famous thing to do internationally. And of course, we'll have Megan Thompson doing Baroque music at the Keyboard Valley House at 4 o'clock for their reception. I'll have the Academy Hill performing at the Art Guild reception at 4 o'clock doing bluegrass. The reason we do the bluegrass is because during the art colony days, that's what they performed here in town, and I thought it was an appropriate venue for.
I didn't know that.
That's why.
Interesting.
Yeah. And it's all local people who are with this band, and so that's what's even more special.
Exactly.
Because they do a great job. I really think they're fabulous. And so throughout the day, of course, Friday night is our big variety show. It's going to be very, very special again this year. Our special guest star this year is Jack Ketting. He'll be performing along with our other guests, Sam and Rosie Huey, doing country western. Sam will also be playing his mandolin, doing some bluegrass. The high school show choir will be there. The Expressions Dance Studio, and the flip side. This year, Jack Rozier will be the host. Al Kaiser will be accommodating him also. It's going to be another fabulous event. Everyone seems to love it. It's quite wholesome, and it's a wonderful, now a family thing that everybody goes to. What else is new? I have a harpist this year. She's going to be there at the Catholic Church on Sunday at 3 o'clock before the municipal band concert.
Oh, that'll be neat.
She's quite magnificent. She's a renowned harpist. Her name's Sue Druckenmiller. She, in the last couple of years, has performed at the Welcome Center, and at that small, tiny venue, she fills the place up for both concerts. So I think it's going to be a wonderful showing. Dr. Lascelles, Isaac Lascelles, is coming back again, performing Latino jazz with his Latino jazz trio at the Presbyterian Church. Then again on Sunday, he'll be doing 500 years of classical music from French, German, and English, and Spanish music. That is usually a full house. He's so brilliant. I mean, you can just sit there and just absorb his brilliance and learn from this man. Megan Thompson, on Sunday, she will be performing at the Welcome Center doing impressionistic music. When you read this itinerary, it's very sophisticated, especially for a small town. All 4 of the main music educational venues are covered. You know, the Baroque period, I have a lot of Baroque artists performing throughout town because the town was founded during the Baroque period. Right. So even though the parade is all fun and the variety show is all wholesome, it has this classical feel that creates this elegant environment. So that's why that is done. The Baroque period, then at the Lutheran Church on Saturday, I have a chamber, the Southeast Missouri String Quartet will be performing, and they do classical and romantic periods, because that's the chamber music period of time. So that hits the end of the 1700s going into the early 1800s, and the Impressionistic period is, of course, like the painters during that Impressionistic time, is more whimsical and romantic and fun. So then everything else in the Western world of music is a spin-off of that. And that's why we have the country and Western and the bluegrass and the Latino jazz and all of the other styles of music coming in. The Art Guild, of course, will be having their show all weekend. It's always a major event, and we're very fortunate to have the Art Guild.
I have a lot of artists for sure.
A lot. And you're an artist.
Right.
And a
And
wonderful,
Pat is
yeah,
also,
both of you
yeah.
are wonderful artists, and we're so fortunate to have the Art Guild. And so they're doing, again, the whole weekend. We'll have a wonderful Art Guild show. Trying to think on Sunday what else we had that it's real special. No, Saturday, what else is going on? The Chamber Choir's coming back from Southeast Missouri State University. They'll be at the Catholic Church on Saturday at 1 o'clock, and then again at 2 o'clock. And, Gary Huggins, the saxophonist,
Oh,
he is fabulous. I mean, we call him Little Kenny G, because he is so wonderful. You can just sit and listen to him for hours and hours. He will be performing also on Saturday. New this year also, we are very fortunate to have the readers from the library, Friends of the Library, are going to be reading for children both in front of the Anvil and in front of the Show Me Shop. And it's in the program as to what times they will be
well,
there.
isn't that great?
That's wonderful. We think it's wonderful. They called us, and they
That's
thought it was such a special thing. Mr. Klein had called me, and I think he's most endearing. I've never met the man, but I like him very much. And so we're really excited about adding this for the children. Diane Wilson, again, will be doing free Christmas ornaments, teaching them how to do ornaments over at the Oris after the parade. And we'll again have the free hot dogs and chili and chips for the kids, at the Lions Park, and the trolley rides free, and the free photos with Santa. So we have a huge event planned for the weekend, and we are hoping that I think the weather's going to be good. I just hope everyone has a wonderful time.
Mm-hmm.
So are there any questions?
Okay. Basically, if they pick up this brochure, it's got everything listed in it.
Oh,
Correct.
yes, everything is
So you
listed.
can follow it, go wherever you want to listen to the music. And on the back, too, you can't forget all the sponsors, because it takes a lot of sponsors. You
It
want to
does.
talk
It's a
about
lot
that?
of work. I mean, to do this, we have all these sponsors that I'll show this also, because this is important. It really is.
It
We
is.
make a point to tell everyone, at current day, we have a board that we put up at the Welcome Center
Right.
for the weekend, so out-of-towners can see the sponsors. And Friday night, we put it up at the variety show, so the local people can see who has contributed, because this is really important, because without all these sponsors, we have different levels, of course,
Right.
how you want to contribute, and you get under these different, you have the silver, the gold, the platinum, the diamonds. It is so important, because even without these, we could not put this together.
Right.
I mean, I might get just $25 from somebody, but I take 25 times 8, and that might pay for one musician.
Right.
It was giving me a good deal to start with, because I'm their friend. Okay.
And it's nice to have friends.
Because it's hard. This is really hard to put this together. So this is really important. And a lot of times when people get the program, they'll look at the front, but the first thing they look at is the back and who's on the sponsors, because they think it's so interesting. And every year we get a lot of the same people. Sometimes we'll get new people, but I become friends with a lot of the people on here, and I look forward to working with them. And I'll walk in, say to the clip joint. She'll just see me walk in and pull out $25 and hand it to me. I don't even have
She
to,
knows why you're there.
I know. I don't even have to ask her. She's so lovely, And so it's very important. This is a huge, huge thing, because without this, and these are all local people that contribute,
Right.
and we have a couple of people that do other things that aren't, the Farmington newspaper, the Daily Journal of St. Francis County, they do a lot. They give us a lot of advertising for a lot less.
They do a lot for St. John.
They do a lot
do.
for us, and so I put them under a gold sponsorship. But in Illinois, even, I have a lot of and the Republic Monitor in Perryville, they will publish our whole entire program. 2 newspapers, one in particular hits 3 counties, but another one has a gift guide that's going to go into 40,000 homes with our Christmas program on it.
That's great.
So to have this program with all these sponsors, they should feel very accomplished because they are participants in this great event. Because this is a really now a great event that people come from at least an hour and a half radius. Well, minimum, well, if you count the Udings who fly in from Denver every year. Teresa and Bill Uding, they come in every year for that because they have a home here. But, they come, they look forward to it.
Right.
And I have a team of people that work with me every year on circulation. We literally, I will send stacks into St. Louis to hit the Cherokee Street Market. I'll send stacks down to Sykeston. I have another group of people that will go into St. Charles, Cape Girardeau, Jackson, Fredericktown, St. Francis County, all over Illinois, and South St. Louis, Kirkwood, and St. Charles. And so we really work to do this. And
I think that's even in the hospitals. I think that was in Barnes.
Originally, okay, I thought if we dropped them off at hospitals, it's people like there for hope. So they look at the Christmas festival, they go, oh, it's hope. I'm just making jokes. But and then we drop them off at churches because I would, you get nice people coming in. So we drop these off at a lot of the churches in the regional area.
Well, and you have the churches participating.
They
with the
participate.
music and
They
stuff,
really
so, yeah.
do. And so, like, the churches usually, like both the Catholics and Lutherans, will send this out, the program, to their region also, and people will come in. But I will see one lady one year walked out of the Lutheran church, and that's where we had the Austro-German music, and she was from Germany, and she was crying, because this is all classical music. And I said, "Whoa, why are you crying?" And she said, "I have not heard this music since I've left my country."
Oh my goodness.
So, it offers something to the community and our neighboring communities that, since the people do come back every year, you can meet people and become friends with them in a different sort of way. Might say, oh, there's Josephine from, St. Francis County. And,
Right.
it might, you're not going to maybe invite her to your Christmas party, but you'll see her every year.
Right.
And so
I
it
know
can-
you, right.
yeah, and so it becomes like a community event for within an hour and a half radius. Most people really love coming to this.
And I think it's wonderful, this program and the cookie crumble and all that. There are so many people that visit St. John because of the programs.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, we have a wonderful.
And even the Garden Walk pulls a lot of people from out of
It does.
town.
St. Genevieve, we do a lot of very special things. We really do.
Right.
We have an art guild, which I think is wonderful, and we have a lot of major clubs. Our GFWC, General Federation of Women's Club, is the top in the state and one of the best in the U.S.
Right.
in this little bitty town, because we contribute so much. We work very hard. We follow all the rules. There's a lot here. We have a lot of organizations that come together, and that's another thing. Besides the sponsors who are on here, we have a lot of organizations that come through. The Women's Club, very much so. A lot, come through, and I'll just call up a few ladies on the Women's Club, and they'll just immediately get to work. And it might be something small, like going to the grade schools and having the art teachers put with the children, do the Christmas ornaments. That's another special perk that we have. We've been doing this now for a few years. At the Welcome Center every year, we have ornaments made with the children. And we always put the new ornaments on, and we might put some old ones on to fill up the tree, but the new ones are always there. And so they can all come to see their ornament every year. And it's a very special.
And they have the lighting too.
Yeah, with the tree trimming. That's at 6 o'clock on Saturday, and we'll have the madrigal singers there. Part of the St. Jen group. Michelle Jokers does a real good job. She does a lot of stuff. She has the show choir. She has the madrigals. She has the singers on Sunday. She works really hard. I do want to pay a tribute to her. And Mr. Mooney, he has the band there, but then he does the big choir, the municipal band on Sunday. Because our municipal band, we're talking about all the things we do. We'll talk about St. John. It's a great town.
It is.
It really is a special place. It's a small town, and we can't say it acts like a city because it doesn't. It acts like a small town. But it's a special small town. It's very special. There's a lot of camaraderie here, very little crime. Um, Most people, like, you drive by the funeral home, make sure you don't care about them, like this, because you know everybody, and you sort of make sure.
Oh my gosh, who died now?
Yeah, I know, and so, but most people, like, really care about each other here. It's very much of a community, like, that cares about each other.
Right.
And the thing I like are the organizations, like, well, you can come here from out of town. We moved here from Dallas, Texas, my husband and I did, and well, immediately they asked me to do that parade. Oh, man. Okay. That's all I can say. I was real new to that one, so I don't know if I would have taken that one on. I'm glad I did, but, it was like, whoa. But there's so many clubs here. You just join all your clubs and immediately make fast and immediate lifelong friends. And the clubs, like I said, along with the sponsors, and I'll show the sponsors again, so people, when they pick this up, do look at this, because these are people who do care about your community a lot.
Very much.
Very much. And most of these people, I don't even have to ask. Like, most of these gold sponsors, I don't ask them to be in the gold area. They offer it. I'd say about 85% of them. Now, when you get up to the platinum and diamonds, you have to ask. Okay?
Yeah. Would you please? Yeah. Would you please? Yeah.
These, I don't even ask. And so, like, because they really do care about the community and want that to work. But the clubs really do come through. The Lions, they really run in the red every year for that. They give away so much free stuff.
Oh, they do.
Their goal is to make money. They don't serve alcohol. See, they make money by serving alcohol. They serve no alcohol because they want that to be a child event. So they serve no alcohol, and they give away free food. They give away really nice gifts in the parade. And what a charitable thing. They help line up the parade. I couldn't do the parade without how they help me line it up. Every year they show up.
Isn't
And
that great?
they're amazing. This first year I lined up the parade, two of the people I asked to be there at 10, got there at 11, and said, wow, there's a lot of people here.
She came here at 10.
And so I'm making jokes. Okay, so Jack Dunsey jumped off his truck, the Lions truck, and just started helping me. And so
He's a good guy.
he's a great guy. So he's been on my committee ever since. And so most of the people on my committee have been with me since I've been doing this.
How many years is it now? Do you know?
I'm thinking. I was in the parade in '96, not in it. I drove Nikki Ketting in my car. She was like with the King's Ball.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
She sat in the back of my little convertible. And I thought, oh, what a cute little thing this is. This is a wonderful, charming thing. And then they asked me to be in charge of it the next year. So I'm thinking at least 10 years,
That's
I've been
so
doing
great.
this.
That is. That's
It's a
wonderful.
lot of work. It really is. And
Yeah.
so every year I think, oh gosh, but I feel like I'd let so many people down if I didn't do this, because I went through a stage where, I'll be honest, my husband says, this is so much work, you can't do this, and so I said, oh no, I have to do it, I have to. And so finally one year I thought, this is so much work, I can't do this. And then he looked around at all the people and said, oh no, you have to. he said, these
Switch
people really
roles, huh?
depend on you.
Yeah.
He said, you have to. So,
And people are so generous in St. John.
they're really
They are,
generous, and the thing about the event that makes it very special too is everything is free. Everything, all the events are free, and you don't go to any environment because and people in St. Louis are like, these concerts are free, and I said yes. They said that is amazing, and
And you should put your little hat out and say, and you can donate if you can.
no, I don't do that. See, you don't have to do that.
I
They
know,
just
I
then they'll
know.
move up here without asking. So, anyway, yeah, that's funny. That's true though. Yeah, because we don't ask for a lot. The only thing we charge $5 for adults for the little variety show
Right.
because we have to pay for the auditorium. We do make a little bit of, not a lot, because we have to buy props for the children. We have to buy script, to hand out little $10 gift certificates to the children. And so, but we save it up, and then we'll try to get a good band in that one year, and then we'll save it up again. That's how it works. So, but it's a great group. It's like the everyone seems to be like, oh, the car clubs here. They go out of their way to come through all the tractors, because that's important. Because our parade now has more cars, old cars, than any other parade.
The cars and the little Shriners and,
Oh yeah, we have 3 different Shriners groups coming.
Yeah.
You know, and they're fabulous. And so we have a wonderful group of horses coming this year. The little ponies coming back. You know, it's so cute.
Yeah, they are cute.
And the Lions, of course, have their beautiful float with Santa and Mrs. Claus, and so yeah, it's going to be another grand situation, and everybody's going to have a great and fabulous time. Oh, and Audubon's, we are Saturday night. We always include that in our program. Every year, we've been having Mimi Mache and her daughters perform. Usually 1940s jazz.
Yes.
You know, we try to cover the music, you know, genres. That was a big era. Okay, and so, but she'll hit on other eras too. But that is what they're predominantly, you know, do, and they do a great job. She's a prodigy. Mimi Mache is. Her dad, I call him third generation. Audubon's being one of still the old hotel,
right.
because her dad used to perform there, and she does, and her daughters.
Oh,
So it's 3
wow.
generations.
That's cool. I did not know
it
that.
is.
Yeah.
I learned something.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's
I
why.
learn a lot of things.
Me too.
And she's very gifted. She tunes my piano, and one day she was, you know, doing this, and I was in the kitchen. I thought, where am I? I thought I was in France or some. You know, she was just beautiful. I mean, just this Liberace or something. She's a very gifted person. She was a prodigy child, and studied, you know, in prestigious situations, in prestigious educational facilities, and so she's a real music person. So we're lucky to have her every year, and I always put her at the Audubon's because of the 3rd generation, and it's the correct environment, and it's quite festive.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we look forward to that.
she's a big draw. It'll be a big
Yes.
draw, and so you'll
Yeah.
fill the place.
Yeah.
So.
And I think that's great the way you do that.
Oh, and 2
You
other people I
place-
do want to attribute, also Patty and, well, 3, Patty and Bill
Bill.
Nager, because she and Bill every year do perform at the tree trimming. And
Right.
they do their French carols, and they dress in French colonial costumes and do a fabulous job. They really, really do.
They do.
Make a real kind of, really special. Then Stormy Bennett, that is,
I've never heard him. Isn't that awful?
he's fabulous.
That's
I
what
have one of
everybody
his
says.
CDs, and I listen to it every year when I put my Christmas tree up.
Oh, really?
I think he's
Yeah.
as good as my Christmas music, you know. So I think he's quite fabulous. He does,
Everybody says
you know,
that.
the thumb rhythm on the guitar. He's kind of got a Chet Atkins type style.
Oh,
He's incredibly gifted, and so I would highly recommend seeing him also. And we're very fortunate to have him. So he's on Saturday at 3 to 5 over at the Auras. And by then, everyone's, well, no, it's not winding down. There's still a lot going on.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
so we have like the, you know, the medley of Bach suites, or if you want to do that, or you can go hear Stormy for a while and have a glass of wine. And then from there, head on over to 2 of the receptions.
Right.
From 4 to 6, and then head to the tree trimming, and then go to the Audubon's after. You know, it's
Yeah,
a
you
full
can
Keep you
day.
busy all day.
What it is, if you try to hit that stuff,
Yes.
you know, and that's one thing about the Art Guild's art show.
Yes.
You know, you got to be there too, so you can't.
Oh, the Art
do
Guild has a
all
great
these-
show. They do.
Yeah.
And you do a wonderful
But if-
job.
when
I buy
you're-
something there every year. You know,
When you're
as a gift.
working at the art
show.
show and you're trying to have your presence there, it's hard to get
To all the events.
to all the events.
I try to go to 1 or 2 events
Yeah.
every year,
Yeah.
so, yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to
But
think
it's
what else
also
new
great.
we're having this year. A young boy named Nathan Schultz will be performing at the Lions Park this year. So
Oh, okay.
He'll do guitar and harmonica, and so that will be fun. Jack Dunsey recommended him to me because he
Oh,
thought he was
really?
really special.
Okay.
And so.
And pretty soon that little, I can't remember what his last name is, I always forget, but it's Aiden. Quentin Hook is teaching him the fiddle,
Oh,
I
really?
think. And one of these days he needs to get in there because he's so good. He's going to be on our Christmas show the second Wednesday in December. So everybody needs to listen to that. He's very, very good.
Oh, I love hearing new
Yeah.
artists. It's always so much fun.
Yeah, and he's only 11 years old.
Oh, that's
He's gonna be
great.
12. Yes, and he's fabulous.
Where is he from here?
Yes, well, I think maybe, well, yeah, Lake Forest probably. Yeah.
I do have kind of a funny story. Years ago, I had this country and western group performing at the Remnant Church, and they were really good. And they were the old time country, like you know when you watch the old. It's called Grand Ole Opry with Minnie Pearl, you know,
Right. Yeah.
and back when Porter Wagner and Dolly Parton were on. I mean, real country. You know, they played the accordions and everything, and they got a big crowd, and they were always filled the church for both concerts. And I told them that I loved them so much because I know that's a dying art. Most country western stars now have masters in classical music, and they're from Australia. You know, I mean, it's no
Yeah.
longer the Dolly Partons or the Loretta Lynn's, and they were kind of like the old school, you know. And so I said, you can perform for me until you can't stand up. So one year, Mr. Adams called and says, we can't stand up. You know? His partner had a hard time holding up her accordion. So I was real sad. I love them. So they were wonderful. And I would meet them for coffee all the time, you know, to prepare for our big event. And so, and if I walked in to the performance, say right in the middle of the performance, Mr. Adams would stop and says, hold off, everybody. The boss has arrived. It's hilarious. You look around, you're like, you're so embarrassed. You know? So that's a real loss. So,
that's
so
a
if
shame.
this Nathan, what's his last name? It's you said he's quite gifted.
Aiden.
Aiden. What does he play?
He plays the fiddle.
Fiddle.
Oh, how
Yeah.
fun! I
He
love
is.
the
He's
fiddle.
very good. We've had him on twice already on What's New. So you can actually go back into the archives and find him.
Well, I will
So,
tell you,
yeah.
Sam Huey at the variety show this year, he and Rosie are going to perform Christmas tunes doing country western style, but then by himself he's going to be playing his mandolin.
Is he
doing
going
some
to sing
Cajun.
too? He can sing.
Oh, he's magnificent.
Yeah,
I just wanted to
yeah.
be funny
Yeah.
because you know Sam, he's really funny.
Oh,
So I said, I want funny. Okay,
Yeah.
just do the mandolin.
And he
thing.
can do funny. that's
Yeah,
for
but
sure.
he's a wonderful performer.
He is.
He really is. He and Rosie, when I first moved here, I went to hear them perform at the Lions Park, and I literally was so mesmerized. I listened to them for 2 hours. I just sat there and listened to them because I think they're so gifted.
They are.
They should be in the Grand Ole Opry,
Yeah.
you know, because I think they're very gifted.
They're very country.
I
yes,
do.
They are.
So, like I said, the as far as local people is people that I wanted to recognize that do contribute every year would be Sam and Rosie, and then their band at the Art Guild, and Sam and Rosie by themselves on the variety show, and then Stormy Bennett, and then Patty and Bill Nager, and then of course Mrs. Joe Kirst and Mr. Mooney, and we have a large group. I do want to pay tribute to Al Kaiser too, because he no longer performs at the church with the pipe. Oh, that's another new thing I've got this year. I've got the Matt Palish. He is head of the pipe organ music division at Southeast Missouri State.
Oh, really?
So he's going to be doing a concert at the Catholic
Wow.
Church on Saturday at 3
Oh.
o'clock.
Yeah, we have a really nice organ.
We have a nice organ, so he's going to be really good. But I want to pay tribute to Al Kaiser too,
Oh,
because
yes.
I felt that he has contributed so much to this town for like forever.
Right.
And
He's
been on.
kind of in the silent group.
He does now,
Yeah.
and because in the past he has always done the bell choir, and he retired as the head of the music department at the
Right.
Catholic Church, and he no longer does the bell choir or the pipe organ there. But every year, up until the last couple of years, he has done a pipe organ concert, and then he filled the church. And he does the bell choir. He's done that for how long? Since whatever. Since he
Long
moved
time.
here as a young
Right.
man. And it took him, he told me they would start rehearsing at the 1st of August every week until the first weekend of December during the event. So he really needs to get paid a lot of respect, and I want to pay a high tribute to him for everything he has offered to our town.
Yes.
So
And he
cool.
still serves on a lot of
Oh, yeah.
committees and stuff.
In a silent way.
Yeah.
He likes
In
to
a
travel
silent-
now.
yeah.
That's what he does. He likes to travel and be involved. He loves St. Genevieve, and he's always going to be involved. And so I just wanted to give him.
And another one that does like that is Sarah Menard.
Yeah, she's a
She-
wonderful person.
Yeah, she donates a lot of her time too.
She is special. She's my neighbor.
Oh.
You know, I've always adored her.
Yeah.
No, she is. She's a wonderful person.
Got good ice cream too.
Yeah, no, she is. She's a great neighbor too. So she is, and a lovely person. And she does a lot.
Yes, she does. A lot.
Mm.
Community service, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so Miss Pat, what do
Well,
you
you're
have?
talking
You want
about-
to introduce yourself? and-
Well, I'm Pat Ferguson, one of the owners at the Audubon, also an Art Guild member, and I was with the Art Guild before I got involved with the restaurant. But we have a new thing now that we started back in November. Our first group was one of the churches. It's called Community Tuesday, and 10% of everything that that we bring in from 4 to 8 on Tuesday night. If you apply as a charity, you have to have your tax exempt letter. You can be from a church, you can be from a school group. Some of the community organizations you're talking about, Lions Club, the Art Guild is going to do Community Tuesday, this Tuesday at the 28th, and we are going to promote the Christmas walk by showing our art that we are raffling off for our scholarship fund. The Art Guild does a scholarship, a $500 scholarship every year to one of the high school students that are going on
High
into
school,
one of the
yeah,
events.
Homeschool.
Yeah.
Homeschool and all the schools.
Right.
Anybody can.
Anybody that's high school, I guess going
Age.
on to college,
Right.
can apply for the scholarship. They send their portfolio in. We have a group that goes over that, and we've had wonderful, wonderful responses. And talking about, I'm going to brag on Iris because she starts with the little kids
Yeah.
and does the, the teaching of she went to the school before she had time. And now she still does the plein air events and things like that. So she gets them started when they're young.
Right.
And then, we continue to try to bring in the young people by the scholarship and those type of things. And so
Yeah,
this,
Angie Dalton and myself have been doing that for 10 years.
really.
This is our 10th year anniversary with the Youth Plein Air. So
Well, that is so cool.
we're going to do it again in the spring, just a little plug there. So go
Yeah.
ahead, Pat. Sorry.
Oh, no, but that's cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, our community Tuesday, so any group, we've been trying to get the word out that any group that, is interested, it could be like a sports group, it could be, like the cheerleaders are, it could be a booster club, or it could be Boy Scouts or Girl Scouts or any of those type of groups. And like I said, we had a church group and they did the shoe boxes for Christmas and they were raising money for that. And so and then you do the advertising by getting your people in your group to come in, and then 10% will go to the organization of whatever sold that night. So we're now closed on Sundays, but we're open on Monday. Monday is our hometown Monday, where we try to have, like people's favorite, maybe liver and onion, or, meatloaf, some of your favorites. We've asked people to get on Facebook and tell us some of their favorite hometown, food. It just make you feel nice and warm to start the week up. And then we have Community Tuesday, and Wednesday is our steak and gravy, and that's our king cut steak with our stag beer and fries. And Thursday is still our pasta night, where you build your own pasta. And Friday and Saturdays is usually when we have some musician, not every Saturday, but, we do have that on our Facebook too, when we have the different musicians. So, yeah, and we have a lot of the local musicians that do a wonderful job. And we just always have lots of fun. And so I really just, I appreciate all the people in the community. And we're doing now, if some of the organizations, especially with Christmas coming up or other events, we have 2 rooms that there is no fee. You just, book your party and you pick your type of whatever you're going to have as far as your buffet or, sit down or whatever. But we have our basement open, that's called Cellar 56, and upstairs in our room that we can close off, we call it the library. We can fit about almost 50, about 48, a little bit more upstairs. And, so if you're having gatherings, we've had birthday parties, we've had wedding rehearsals, people have meetings there, so all that's available. So, yeah. And I think we'll be having wonderful time getting all of our people looking at our raffle. It's a really pretty snow scene,
It's
and
beautiful.
so we'll have that up there at the Audubon's on Tuesday. So anybody that's hungry, I don't know what our special will be that day.
That's
but
what I was gonna ask you. What
I
is the
should know
special?
that, but I don't know that, sorry. But I'm sure, but you know what our specials are all the time, so, yeah.
You always have a sign outside. too.
Oh, yeah, oh, yeah. And we have a lot of the local beers and everything, so, and the local wine, so enjoy, enjoy. You always have to eat, and I love that they're doing things at the various places all around town, you know, like having the ornaments at one place and having the music and different spots. I think that's great that people can just walk around this whole town, and that's what's so neat. It's like within the big square, you can see so much.
Oh, yeah, it's real fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So we're real excited too about Audubon's.
Yeah, well, thank you. And we hopefully soon will have rooms upstairs, but that's gonna be a while, but
Yeah, takes a while to do
to
that,
do
yeah.
those things, yes, it does, yeah. But all the people that, the events you were talking about before, like what do they call it, Heritage Days? They had some of a lot of that music and like the cloggers and stuff, and I know that, is Patty still gonna do the little singers too, the French singers?
I don't know if she does that or not anymore. I have no idea. Does
She
Patty
has
do the
enough of
little
the-
French, the little singers still?
I don't think she still has some that still perform with her, but I don't think she does the actual chanteurs anymore.
Oh, okay.
So, but she and Bill still perform. That's why I was raving about them. I feel very lucky to have them. I really
think
do.
Michelle might
Michelle,
sing with
yeah,
them,
there's
yes.
several. She still has several performers that will perform with her. So,
Yeah, that was always,
Yeah.
seeing them come around, and we'd always get excited in the art guild when they'd come through.
Yeah, they're so cute.
Oh, and we're supposed to say that we are at the not community center,
Packing.
the Packy Room in the Extension Center, because we've been various places
This-
before.
Yes, for several years, like 8 years or something like that. So now
Yeah.
we're back home at the
Yeah.
Packy Room, where
Yeah.
we were for years and years and years.
We call us the homeless artists. We're
Yeah.
always looking for a home.
So there'll be signs, and I think there's gonna be a Santa or something standing outside to direct you into the Packy Room for those who do not know where it's at, because it's kind of back an alley
Yeah.
into the entrance.
Right, right.
Right behind the extension office, actually, is where it's at.
Right, right.
But you have to go through the driveway by the funeral home to get in there, so we'll have it all marked.
But
so
everybody's
everybody-
walking around town. It's
Right.
like if they're walking and we're on the parade route. We
Right.
all wave to the parade.
Yeah.
It is a marvelous parade. It
It
is
is.
so fun. And we've been in the parade before too. I like doing both. I like watching it and I like being in it. Both of them are fun.
they're both
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it is. It's equally fun
Yeah,
because it's
you-
fun to watch the people too.
Yes,
Because there's
yes.
so many that come, and so it's
Uh-huh.
really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, you and Juanita have both been in it,
Oh,
driving
yeah,
your vehicles.
we've been in
right.
vehehicles, we've been walking.
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah,
be
you two
calling
are
one of you
very
guys
active
with
in
the,
it.
the lineup number. Okay, all right, so.
Yeah, so, okay, and if you guys have anything else to say, just pop in and say it. There, on the 1st of December, Women of Worth event is at the community center, and it's, they were on last week, no, 2 weeks ago, talking about this, so I just wanted to mention it. It's a safety seminar, and there's an inspirational speaker, and she's supposed to be fabulous. I haven't heard her, but those who have just really rave on how good she speaks, and how what it is to make women feel that feel their worth, because some women don't feel that way because of circumstances or whatever. So that's basically what her talk is on. So that's at the community center on the 1st of December, which everything is this weekend, everything.
I know.
And it begins at 6 o'clock and ends at 9, and the doors open at 5:30. So there's free refreshments and drinks and attendance prizes. The tickets are $20 in advance and $25 at the door. So you can call the community center and ask for Margie if you want to have any questions. So that's what's going on. They have a lot going on out at the community center. Margie is kind of a organizer for events out there, and she's been doing a lot. And the library has a lot of events too. So keep your eye open on the community center too, because they're offering a lot more now than they did before. So anyway, we got the Christmas walk this weekend. We got the Art Guild show. We got the Women of Worth and entertainment all over St. Genevieve. So if you guys have anything else to add, just feel free, or else we'll.
My husband and I moved here at Christmas in 2005, and we thought it's been a very magical place and couldn't rave about it enough. And so I hope that everyone in the town feels the same about their town, because this should be, there's a saying, our town, it should be our town, like type of feeling, and it should be a wonderful, magical place for everyone to always come back to and, have a happy time here. That's what I have to say.
And most people do like to come back to St. John too.
For many
everything.
occasions, yes.
Many occasions.
And just even at nighttime driving, or even just walking with the lights and the church steeple and everything, you just get the feel of, stepping back in time. I think
It's
was
like a Rockwell painting.
Yeah,
exactly.
It does. It looks like a Norman Rockwell painting, and like you do step back in time, and it's a lovely, it's just fun. Like I said, it's fun to have people, just walk out and care about your neighbor and that sort of thing. It's just a special place. So,
and then it has so much history that we know about, but then there's more that they find out all the time.
The history, that is really incredible. It really is. And
I think that's part of what makes this a special
It's like
place.
a secret, unfortunately, because, like
hidden jewel.
a hidden jewel.
Yeah,
It is.
For sure.
We did when I was raised in St. Louis and the county, and we would drive 61 down to St. John, and it was just like, I felt like I was in another world.
Oh, really?
Yes, and I always loved St. John.
When you were growing up?
Yes, and then as my, as my husband's brother, when they had the B&B, we got involved in a lot of, the Art Guild, I got involved in things, but then we got involved in a lot of the community events, and, they dressed up as the different Santas and all those things, and it is a very family-oriented place.
It is.
Yeah.
It's a great place to live.
It is. I like the atmosphere. Missouri's got a lot to offer.
They sure
And
do.
St. John is one of the jewels.
A hidden one. But it's a real one. It's a precious jewel. So that's what's good. It's precious.
Yes.
So I guess if we're finished and everybody come to St. John for the weekend, and
Well, the
there'll be
weekend
a-
of December 1st, 2nd,
second
and
and
3rd.
third.
Uh-huh.
There'll be a lot of
Yes.
activity. Yeah, you have a whole week to plan.
Mm-hmm.
B&Bs, Airbnbs, hotels, motels. We have it all, so make your plans to stay in St. John. So on the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd of December, there's lots of activity. And I want to thank you, Pat, for coming. And
Well, thank you
Annette,
for
coming.
having us.
And anybody else that would like to advertise or promote any event, any activity that's going on, feel free to call us, contact City Hall, and they'll get you right to us, and you can come on our show. It's the 2nd and 4th Wednesday of every month, except December. And in December, we have local musicians usually. We haven't contacted them yet. I had one person ask, who is Quentin Hook, and he has a little 11-year-old that he's teaching, and he teaches more than, but he thinks that this little guy plays by ear, so he knows all the Christmas music, so that's going to be a treat. Yeah, Aiden, he's very, very talented. So I guess we'll say goodnight to everyone out there listening, and thanks for listening to us and watching us, and you can all wave goodbye.
Bye.